Here we go again. Here we go again. Gonna be fun, Ginger. Tourist trap.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Hey, everybody! Welcome to Late Horror Show. What is going on? I hope everything isn't buffering. If it does, I'm going to pick up my computer and throw it against the wall and leave, and then you guys won't see anything on the air anymore. It'll be static, like the good old days. So I don't know what to say. I see a little bit of that. But hey, Ginger, what's going on?
Hey.
Is there? Hey, so now the lags back again. Yeah, I don't get what's going on. This is crazy. This is crazy.
It's
But
me.
welcome to Late Horror Show. We are here to discuss Tourist Trap from 1979. This is a fantastic, cheesy 80s movie, and it's very weird and all that other good stuff that is fine. Let me know if things start acting up in the chat, you guys. NB, what's going on? Good to see you. Says, oh, the redhead. What do you mean
He's
by
the
that?
same guy that said that before. He always says, oh, the redhead's back. You know what? Yes, I am. I'm here. He said that before.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
here, baby.
I'm not sure why you point that out, NB. You have been on in the chat before, so anyways, let's leave that alone. Tracy Asteria, what's going on? Tommy Meyer, Chris W, what's going on? Richard Speaker, good to see you. Donovan Belair and Connie Clary, CM, Edward Stewart. Yes, that's right. We're going to be talking some crap. What? Why are you whispering? What the heck is going on there? Tommy Meyer, McDougal, Vincent White. I think that's everybody. If I missed you, sorry about that. It's a good thing, not bad. I like redheads. That's the point. Why are you pointing out the accentuated thing that turns you on in a woman? NB, come on. Tame it down a little bit, buddy. Tame it down a little bit. Anyways, what is going on, Emily Thompson? Look at Ginger's getting all hot.
Emily.
Oh boy. Naomi Farley. She says
Tracy.
redhead rock. So there you go. But anyways, you guys, Ginger, Tourist Trap. This stars the strange casting of Chuck Connors, who did oh my God, from the 50s.
Rifleman, or was it the Virginian? The Rifleman or the Virginian? What was it?
Both of them. He was in the Virginian and the Rifleman, and a whole mess of other westerns and all kinds of other things. But he even did like old time radio made for TV, like Playhouse Theater and stuff like that. That came to the TV.
Do you know what else he did?
What else did he do?
Do you know what he did?
He did a lot of things. You tell me.
He was also a professional athlete.
Yes,
he played professional baseball, he played professional basketball, and he played professional football.
Chuck Connors. Wait, are you talking about St. Chuck Connors? There's a different. There's another Chuck Connors. Okay. So we'll go with that. Anyone see Zombie Strippers? Have not. What the heck, Tommy Meyer? We're talking Tourist Trap, a cheesy 80s movie. He's talking about Zombie Strippers. Anyways, yes, Chuck Connors plays this out of character kind of really wackadoo weirdo. You know what I mean? In this movie, creepy. It's very, very creepy, and he's got this telekinetic
brother. He's got a brother.
He's got a brother. Well, technically, once we get into talking about the movie, he did have a brother. But anyways, what did you think of this movie overall? Yeah, you like it?
Okay, I want to ask you. Already talked about the supernatural aspect of it. Like, I just want to know why Why the supernatural aspect? No, first of all, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. And second, nobody ever addresses it. Nobody says, that guy's doing that with his mind. Nobody ever says anything. They don't even acknowledge it. And it wasn't necessary. It was fun, but it wasn't necessary.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's my take on that. And yes, Ginger will be upgrading her internet and getting a microphone. There's a lot of stuff going on there. It's like there's a blizzard over the screen. But anyways, that's all right. Are we looking clear on our end? It looks like we're good. The stream is good. Let's see. Yeah, excellent. Okay. So anyway, no, you're good, Ginger. I'm just jiving with you, but not really. Anyways, so my take on the supernatural part of it, I think that's unique. I think that's very different from the movies of the era. What are you looking at? Saying what? You're like going, whoa. It's different.
Why?
I mean,
why?
I think without the telekinetic power and the mannequins and everything that goes on in this movie, dealing with the mannequins, and we do got to. Well, we'll mention.
It wouldn't have been as scary. It wouldn't have been as scary. You're right. It wouldn't have been as scary.
And it's not that it wouldn't have been scary. It wouldn't have been as unique as it was. Tourist Trap, for what it is.
For what it is.
Well, 1979, a kind of a slasher flick, right? To throw that in the mix when it looks darn well like they're trying to copy a little bit of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Only Chainsaw Massacre came after this, didn't it? Chainsaw Massacre came after this.
This was 1979. Texas Chainsaw was 70. No, it was before. Oh God, you're gonna make me look it up. I don't think so. I'm gonna look it up because I don't.
I know that, and I'm sure you know, Dino, that a lot of the people
Why did I even look it up, Ginger? It's 1974. Okay. So it came way before this. So, see, you're getting in my head, lady. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Good. It looked 100% like they were using the mask and that black hair, and he looked like Leatherface. I mean, are you telling me he didn't?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying
watching different movies.
I just don't understand why they felt like the supernatural thing was necessary, and they never address it. They never say anything. That's what's his name, Slauson. That Slauson. He's doing this. Like they never addressed it.
Hey Slauson. Yeah.
Hey,
I don't listen.
What was fun?
What?
Do you know what was fun? The first kill. There's 6. Kill count is 6.
6. Kill count is 6.
6. The first kill, the first boy who gets killed. Did you know that the way that they set up the scene, it looks like this cabinet is open, this stuff's flying out and hitting him in the back, because it's natural. It's being moved by telekinesis.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the way they set up that scene is that they put the cabinet on the ceiling and the guy was lying on the floor. So they just opened the doors of the cabinet and it looked like everything was coming sideways, but it was on the ceiling and he was lying on the floor. That same guy who did the effects for this movie did the effects for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But I didn't know which one came first.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, God. Yeah, you made me go look it up, and I feel ridiculous and idiotic. But
so sorry.
No, you're good. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 100%. There's the same feel when it comes to the effects and the makeup effects and all that. So that makes sense that the same guy would be involved with that. And if anything,
a lot of people from this movie did other things. A lot of people in this movie did other things. Like recently, even still to this day.
Yes, Adam for Christ. The movie is still on Amazon Prime. So I was watching part of the movie again earlier today. I'll watch the rest later. Oh, you got to definitely watch the rest. Hello, Valencia Burns, Travis DeLuca, everybody coming in here. Good to see you guys. Appreciate you guys coming and listening to us. The telekinesis part, I think the only downside to this picture was the practical effects. You could see a ton of strings that were moving the flying objects, and stuff like that.
I
So,
love it. I love it.
oh yeah, I didn't hate it, but if there was somebody that was looking at that and going, "Oh my god, you could see the strings," and I would be like, "So,"
I
but
love it.
yeah, yeah, no, that was the one downside to lead credence to what he's doing and all the telekinetic powers that he has for whatever reason. Because the one point I'll say is, how does he have it? Why does he have it?
Yeah,
They
well,
don't
because
address
they
it.
never
You are
addressed
correct.
it. That's what I said. They
Right.
never address it. You never learn anything about it. Like you're just going to let this happen and not tell us why it's happening. That's
Yeah,
what I mean.
yeah, no, it's strange, but
It's strange.
in Carrie, do they really ever talk about? Well, yeah, I guess the
Anger, her
the
anger.
puberty. Yes, her anger, puberty.
Her mom's a nut job, so she's crazy too. I mean,
yes. So that was a stupid
different movie, Dino. Different movie.
Okay.
Let's stay on
So,
task here.
yes. But the creepiest thing of this movie was all the mannequins, the faces,
Yes.
and even during that scene when the guy came with the wheel and said, went into the back room and all that stuff was flying around, the they weren't mannequins, but they kind of were like carnival type things that were popping out of the door and making really scary things. And even when the guy did get killed and the pipe thing or something flew right into his back,
yeah,
the scene was really done well because he didn't scream or nothing. It was just silence, and his face was.
He was just like,
yes,
"What just happened?"
Yes, but silence, and I never seen. Well, very rarely do you see a kill like that where nobody's screaming or it's just all silent. It was just really, really cool how they did that. Vincent White, $1.99 super chat.
Oh,
thumbs
thanks,
up.
Vincent.
Thank
That's awesome.
Thank you very
Dino.
much. I know audio is choppy, Valencia. She's going to get a mic for next week. So, anyways, go ahead. Hey, John Swan.
This movie was rated PG, and that actually was a drawback because people didn't go see it in the theaters because they were like, "Who wants to go see a rated PG horror movie?" But they didn't realize how serious it is. But then it gained a lot of ground when people started saying, that thing's really legit though. It's PG, but that's a good movie. And then people started seeing it, and it's built so much more than it was at first. It didn't do well at all.
No. I think Tourist Trap has become somewhat of a cult classic. Not as highly rated as a lot of other cult classics, but it's gained a following. I think for its weirdness, for sure. I think again for the differences in the movie. I think the telekinesis part kind of sets it alone from the other films. I think also the creep factor with the mannequins kind of sets it aside from a lot of the other slasher movies from the era. Because of course you get, I mean, the movie starts right off with what is it? There's 5 people. Okay. Wait, where'd you get the 6, the kill count at 6? There's 5 people that come here. Was that a mistake on your part? Okay, so 5 people show up.
I think they're also counting. Maybe they're counting people who died before we saw, like before the movie started. Maybe that's what they mean. I'm not sure.
Well, it's got.
See, that's what I get for reading stuff and not counting for myself.
No, that's all right because you definitely have to. Well, yeah, no, there's 5 because everybody gets killed, including Slauson. Who it's a really weird situation. The freeway was built.
Everything that I read said it was 6. I got that on more than one source that it was 6 because I was like, Dino's going to ask, "What's the kill count?" I want to know what it is, but I didn't verify it. But everywhere I looked, 3 different places, it said 6. So I don't know.
Yeah, Molly. Listen, Molly's the final girl. Okay, so she lives. Good old Chuck Connors, Slauson. Gets killed. That's 1. Jerry gets killed. That's 2. Eileen gets killed. That's 3. and unfortunately, Tanya Roberts gets killed. So that's 4, and Keith, Woody at the very beginning. That's 5, and there's nobody else. I watched the movie.
Okay.
There's 5
Moving
kills.
on.
Okay, so
Moving
anyways,
on.
yes, and we're going to move on. Well, see, this is an out of the way spot, and it starts like most all other slashers or campy kind of slasher movies of the era, where they're supposedly teenagers, but they're adults. I mean, they're all adults, and they're on their way to somewhere. I forget where they said, and they stop off here because they got a flat tire, and the girls go into this watery oasis. And
the director, when these women were cast for this movie, the director, they specifically asked, is there any nudity in this movie? And the director said, no, there's no nudity. And then when they did the waterfall pool thing, he tried to get them to show their boobs, and they said no. They said, no, we didn't sign up for that.
Yeah,
this is the best you're going to get. Shoulders up, that's the best you're going to get, And he was like, take your top off, just come on. And they were like, nope, that's not what we signed up for. And he was able to maintain the PG rating, though.
Yeah. No, hey, Sean Bond, what's going on? He did. He was able to maintain that, and yes, the girls did say, no, we are not doing that because it wasn't in the script, and good on them.
That's right. And like you said, Tanya Roberts, you didn't need her to be naked. You didn't need to see any more. She was perfect. You didn't need to see anything more. It was fine.
Yeah. No, Tanya Roberts was at the peak of Tanya Roberts, and she was beautiful. She was
gorgeous.
Tip top. And
perfect.
Yeah, she was good. And again, stuck to their guns, didn't get any nudity in there and stuff, but they're in this oasis, and that's where they're introduced to Chuck Connors, who comes over to them.
He's a creep.
Yeah, he's a creep. He's a creep. Well, he's got 3 naked women in his oasis pond, and he's trying to go, what's going on there? You know what I mean? But and he's got the cowboy hat and the rifle too. So
woe betide any woman who runs across his path. If you run across his path, girl, it's over. It's over.
Well,
he was.
He's the creepy, crazy guy in a slasher movie that's going to get the girls, and girls and guys, both of them. And he's that's what he's after here. And again, the whole movie maintained in sort of a way, in my mind, this kind of Texas Chainsaw kind of feel. Even when he sat at the table, and his brother technically was supposed to be, I think, across from him. Davey. Yeah. It was almost like coming in to feed Grandpa. You know what I mean? In Texas Chainsaw,
Yeah, but what did we talk about? We talked about this in another movie, The Prowler, where like, how come every time there's a murder, Mr. Slauson's he's not there. He's not present where the murder is. It's his brother. And as soon as the murder's over, there's Mr. Slauson again. He's after every murder, but he's never around during the murder. And it's like nobody puts it together. This is the guy that's doing all the killing. Like, it's like in The Prowler, I was like, how do you not know that it's the sheriff? How do they not know the sheriff is the killer?
Well, I think this movie, even more so. I mean, I think anybody, even a first-time watch, you're looking at Chuck Connors leaving, and you're going, okay, he's leaving, the killer's coming.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time he leaves.
Yeah. So you definitely get that vibe that, he's the killer after a certain point, But there were a couple points where it was must have been a very quick change, and how did he get from there to there so quickly? But
you don't have to explain that kind of thing. Look at Halloween.
No.
Look at Halloween, how he just morphed from one place to another. There's no time or space. There's no physics.
Listen, Michael Myers is supernatural. So anyways, And by the way, you guys, have a good old time radio stream tonight, starting off with 2 hours of Johnny Dollar. And, you guys asked for a horror stream last night, and I put it up there. And, uh, yeah, so hopefully you
And what
guys
happened?
liked it.
What happened?
Uh, about half the viewers, but that's okay.
Mhm.
See. Anyways, and we are going to do Maniac next week. And then we're already set for the following week too. we already I guess we could say it. We're going to do Torso. It's a giallo flick by not Dario Argento.
My idea. Tell everybody whose idea both of these movies were. These two in a row, Maniac and Torso. Whose idea was it?
It was yours. I think we're getting to find out that Ginger likes her good old slasher movies. So there you go. Chuck, former Laker. Oh, yeah, that's right. Tommy Meyer. Chuck Connors, former Laker.
I told you. Dino didn't believe me.
No. It's not that I didn't believe you. I know Chuck Connors was a sports athlete, but I was confusing him with somebody else. A sports athlete, yeah. Listen here. Okay, so fantastic film Maniac, says Edward Stewart.
There was no nudity in this movie. There was no nudity in this movie.
Okay, so nobody's going to want to watch it now. But no, listen.
But there's Tanya Roberts.
Need to get
Tanya Roberts at her Tanya Roberts list.
Right, and a woman does not have to get nude in order to be beautiful and
to be sexy. To be sexy.
Yeah. Yes.
You're darn
this is one. Yes, and this movie proves it. I mean, yeah, well, that's what they made lingerie and all that other stuff for. I mean,
so
to tease you.
He gets these people.
Yeah.
And the way
moving on. Okay.
He murders these people is so gruesome because he's making mannequins out of them. So he has to do a cast of their face so that he can make them into a mannequin so they can't leave him. They have to stay with him forever. He puts a cast on their faces and they suffocate while it hardens, and then he makes a mannequin of them.
Yeah, that's another weird part
horrifying.
of it. And he even says it in one of the scenes when Eileen is on the table, and gets it very early on in the movie. And I think that's another really cool aspect to the movie is that
and do you know what they used? Do you know what
that he ended up? Pizza dough.
Pizza dough.
Yeah. We'll get to that scene in a second because that's really kind of a cool scene. But again, everybody comes there, and if you come there, you're going to die because he's collecting as many people as he can and turning them.
He's been collecting for a while. He's been collecting. Yes. He's got quite a collection already.
Yes, and he's turning them into mannequins. And like I said, yes, he does have his wife. We'll talk about that in a second. But interesting enough, other than the telekinetics, he also has the ability to kind of trap their soul, I guess, in the mannequin because they retain their spirit within the mannequin.
Their personality.
Yeah. And even like you said, he made one of his wife, which is kind of funny because the girls went up and touched her and said, it feels like flesh.
Yes. Ugh.
So that was kind of weird. I don't know. But anyways, it's like House of Wax.
He was Ed Geining him. She got Ed Geined.
Yeah.
Suit.
Yeah.
She got skin suited.
Ed Gein. Yes, definitely. What did I just read the synopsis of this for this movie. It reminds me of House of a Thousand Corpses a little. A little bit. Like Terror of Wax Museum.
I guess, like barely.
Chris W. says naked mannequins make some people happy. Android dates will be a thing in the future. No need for ladies to get undressed. True that. We're getting there. We got virtual reality headsets. I don't know. Where is that going to lead to? But anyways, Yeah, no, it's a little bit different than that because this guy's kind of got a museum set aside where he's built these mannequins that are kind of like, you know, you got your cowboy over there. I don't know who they are that he's got. Nobody famous or nothing that I seen, but I'm sure they were, and his wife over in the corner. But
in her wedding dress, so that you know for
yeah,
sure that's his wife.
yes. But a little bit different than that. A little bit different than those movies you mentioned, but kind of. This movie's different than anything I've seen out there in this kind of genre. It just is, in my opinion. And I've seen a lot of slasher flicks and movies in this vein, and it's just different, you know.
I
So
read that. I read that um, to um, to keep himself for Chuck Connors. He trained himself to walk differently when he was playing each character. Like when he
he
wasn't
had
being Davy, he
he had a
purposely
limp.
walked with a limp, so that and he did that himself. The director didn't tell him to do that. He did that himself to like that when I'm Davy, I walk like this, and then when I'm Slauson, I'm walking like this. And he did that the whole movie. He did that himself. It was a device that he used, and
Yes.
it worked. Because
Oh yeah.
even in your mind, because they walk differently, you're like, probably the same guy, but is it though? Because they do kind of walk different. Even in your mind, you're like, I know it's him, but is it?
Yeah. Hello, Bobby. What's going on? And no, yes, that was just, I think, a trick for the people that he ended up killing to make it look like he's not the same person. So,
But I'm saying
uh,
Connors made that up himself. That
right,
wasn't something the director told him. He was like, I'm going
right,
to differentiate by walking this way when I'm me and this way when I'm Davy. And it
right, right.
worked.
No. Well, yeah. Well,
It
I
made
don't know
you
if it
doubt, is
worked,
it
but
really the same person? I think it is.
it's a way of doubting us, doubting who the killer was a little bit. But yeah, no, and he did have kind of this split personality throughout the movie,
Yeah.
and that shows up in very creepy scenes where he even puts on like this blonde wig and a doll face where he's like a little girl playing with dolls, and his parents are in there kind of crocheting as a mannequin in the rocking chair, and
Yeah.
it's just so very weird, so odd and strange. Yeah, I don't know. It's a really weird thing. Hello, Justin Cordero. But the pizza dough, that was really cool. When Eileen, the first person to get killed, he carries her down onto the table. Well, no, she's already strapped down to the table, and Jerry's also down there, kind of tied up to underneath the
Yeah.
steps.
Yeah.
Love the setting. It's a perfect old house.
Yeah.
But he's going to turn her into a mannequin, and he starts putting the dough on the forehead, and he says you're going to not die of suffocation, but you're going to die of fright
Your heart's
because
going to explode. He said your heart will explode from fear.
because from fear, yes, because covering up the eyes, he goes one step at a time, then the nose, and that no the mouth,
He
and then
saves the
finally
nose
the
for
nose.
last. He saves the nose for
Yeah,
last. And
yeah,
she's
like
like, this is it. Ah!
yeah. Oh, it's like the fear when you're like if you're in quicksand and your head's
Mm-hmm.
going up, and the last thing to be that. Yeah, it's kind of freaky. And he's using his kind of weird telekinetic powers. Yeah, man, I'm just looking at Tanya Roberts here. I got it going here in front of me. Oh boy, what do you got to say, Ginger?
What?
What? Oh, I guess she just. Yeah, forget it. Don't worry about it. Thanks, Chris.
My
Hi, love.
audio. Oh,
Crazy Leg 2006. What's going on,
me.
Crazy Leg?
Me.
What's going on? I just want to make sure it's not my end, but Ginger's audio is a bit crackly. Yes, it's really crackly, but don't.
Me. I'm
We can
sorry.
no, we can still hear you, so it's not a. It's okay. Next week we'll have a new microphone, so all's good.
I'm
Adam for Christ says
sorry.
it's cool that Chuck got to be such a heroic character in the show The Rifleman that plays this cool villainous character.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's a
Like
testament to his acting ability, really. Like, for him to be able to have that kind of range, he was a great actor.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, he started out in the 50s, right when TV started to become a big thing. He was right there when it all started. The early 50s there. So yeah, no, very cool.
Stephen King named this as one of his. I think he said it's his. I think Stephen King said this is his favorite, not one of his favorites. This is his favorite slasher movie.
Tourist Trap, really? Stephen King?
Yep.
Well, I mean, I can believe that because Stephen King is a wackadoo, and I mean,
yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'm gonna write all these books, and you know what? I don't like any of them. Is what I hate. I hate all the novels that I've made. Yeah, he's a little nuts. I think he does it for attention. I think he well, on top of it, he was stoned out of his mind on coke and and booze and everything else. So half the time,
tangent, pull it back in.
Okay,
pull it back
yeah,
in.
Yeah, he was so.
Cannot deny that he's a great like mind though. He came up with some good stuff.
Yeah, but he writes the stories. Oh no, I love Stephen King and his movies and everything. But he puts himself down. And I I'm like, are you doing just for attention, or do you really think like he liked the newer made for TV version of The Shining better than the original Shining he made? There's just so many examples of stupidity that I'm
so
just
let
like,
me ask you something.
Shut up.
Write book. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. I want to ask you something.
Okay.
And
thank you, Emily Thompson, for the $1.99 super chat. Director's chair with the words on set.
Thank
you. Yes, that's true. Okay, go ahead, Ginger.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Giallo movies. I don't know a lot about them. And I go watch Deeply. That's a good one that I should watch. But I don't know a lot of Giallo movies. Hey, Dave Plouffe.
Okay. Hey, it's Dave Plouffe, the man, the myth, the legend, the professor. Listen to what he has to say at all times. He says, I like Bob Lazar, looks like Stephen King. Oh, interesting. He does. Okay, go ahead, Ginger. Giallo films, Deep Red.
Deep Red.
Yes.
That one of the aspects about Giallo movies that differentiate that style from just like a slasher movie. I don't know if this is Trump asking you. The Giallo movie has a distinction where it's like there's always some kind of an investigation going on while this is happening. There's a cop involved, an investigator involved, and that's something that makes it different from just a slasher.
Yes.
Like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 100%. On top of there always being a villain or a killer who's cloaked in either a black jacket with black gloves, mask, and there's also this thing where you don't know if it's a man or woman. The voice.
Oh, you told me that. You did tell me that.
There's always a changing of the voice where you can't really tell if it's a man or a woman. A lot of different aspects to a true Giallo film that makes it Giallo films, which there's a whole different story about the color of the books, as it simply comes down to why it's called Giallo, but it has nothing. It's become this whole thing, and the word Giallo has formed into something that it originally wasn't necessarily the meaning wasn't there for. Hey Bobby, $2 super sticker. I'm gonna just $2 super chat. Nothing to say. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it. I haven't seen you on the channel before, I don't think, but welcome. Good to see you here. Yeah. Pino Donazio's opposing the music score was 1/6 of the movie budget. Says Edward Stewart for this.
Yes.
Let's bring that up then, unless you still have something to say, because the
one
music.
more thing. I had one more thing.
Okay.
One more
Go
thing.
ahead. Do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I told you, and you didn't believe me. Somebody, see, this is how men are. Women, you're on my side here. I'm telling the truth here. Women, we tell men something, and they're like, maybe, I don't know. And you're like, I'm telling you, and you give them the truth. 6 months later, they'll come back and they'll say, we were at the bar, buddy Chuck said I should do blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I told you that 6 months ago, but you didn't want to listen to me. You got to listen to somebody else. So anyway, you didn't believe me when I told you that Chuck Connors.
Oh, wait. Oh, what's going on? Oh, shoot. We're in the middle of a movie review. Oh, boy. What was Ginger saying?
You didn't believe me when I told you that Chuck Connors was an athlete. And
no,
not only was
Chuck Connors
until somebody else said it. And I was like, yeah, I already said that, but whatever. Not only was he an athlete, not he a professional basketball player, he was the first professional basketball player that broke a backboard while he was making a shot. That was Chuck Connors.
Boy, he's gone down in history as one of the greatest athletes of all time. McDougal says Ginger knows bad men. Yeah, I see it. Good old middle finger. Yeah. Hey, Bubba, what's going on? Here are the boxing gloves, you two. Oh, yeah, Connie. Men. It's always got to be, men with you. Sorry you've been hurt in the past. Let's talk about that, Ginger.
Oh, wow.
I mean, no. I'm just joking.
That's the ugly truth. That's the ugly truth right there. Well, it's ugly.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. But all men are created equally, or less, or more, or whatever. Anyways,
so the man who did the soundtrack to this movie, I found one more fact.
Yes, Pino.
The man who did the soundtrack to this movie.
Yeah.
The man who did the music and sound effects for this movie.
Yes, soundtrack also, and music for the movie. Yeah.
Also did Carrie.
Carrie. He also did it for Carrie. Yes, he did for Carrie. Yes, Pinot Noirgio. It's a good old wine. He created a wine company after this. Pinot Noir, whatever. Anyways, no. Let's talk about the soundtrack, because for this movie, the music and the soundtrack was very odd too. Wasn't it so? Like, it was fun at times. It was like playing fun music when something scary was happening. I mean, did you get that feeling?
Because the guy was crazy. This is fun. So they're playing like carnival music because for him, this is fun. This is what he loves doing.
Yeah, no, it's still odd music for the movie. It was very, and to put a sixth of the budget for music was, I mean, companies do that because music is a big part, and soundtracks are a big part of the movie. Like Texas Chainsaw, you take out all that strange noises and what they did for that soundtrack, and it might be a totally different feel to that movie. So 100%.
What did Dave Pluthé said? I have Chuck Connors and Jimmy Connors confused. No, I don't.
Well, listen, Dave, that's what I was saying. I know Chuck Connors, the actor, and I know there was a Chuck Connors athlete, and I just thought they were two separate people.
No, they're not.
But
they're not.
Evidently, they're the same person. So I guess he did all this.
Dave said Chuck. See, Dave is messing with me. No, Pluthé is messing with me. He's just messing with me now. I know what he's
Chuck Connors and Chuck Woolery. Oh, the dating
He's messing with me now. All right. Yeah. All right.
Oh, speaking of, I forgot to mention that on Sam Jones in Flash Gordon, how he got that role. Somebody saw him on The Dating Game.
Oh.
And that's how he got the role. They called him in. They said, "Hey, we've seen you on The Dating." I think it goes to show you that.
Who else was on the dating game?
Who?
Do you know who else was on the dating game? That serial killer from California with the long, dark, curly hair. He was on the dating game when he was like on parole after he had already been locked up for murdering somebody, but it was still under investigation. He went on the dating game and the girl picked him.
Wait, who are you talking about?
That's
Ted Bundy?
Serial killer. There was a serial killer.
It wasn't Ted Bundy, no.
No, it wasn't Ted Bundy. Mm-mm.
Okay, yeah, I can't remember. Oh, that's so weird. Okay.
All right, I'm going to write that down because I have to look it up now. I can't remember his name. He's still in prison now. He's still in prison.
Well, I would hope so. If he's a serial killer, I would think he would be. Hey, I'd better realize what's going on. Oh, shoot.
No, it wasn't Richard Ramirez. No, that was Richard Ramirez was what they call him? Yeah, no.
Night Stalker?
Wasn't him. No, not him. Not
Zodiac
him.
Killer.
Rodney Alcala. Rodney Alcala. That's it. Rodney Alcala. Thank you, CM.
Rodney Alcala. Okay.
Yes.
What did he do?
He was on the date and the girl picked him. And she didn't go on the date because she said when they got backstage, he got too grabby and it made her uncomfortable and she never went through with the date, which probably saved her life.
Yeah, I would say so. Celestial Woodway, what's going on? First time seeing you here on the channel. Says creepy music when they show the wife in wax behind the glass. She wasn't behind glass. She was
just
supposed to be
alcove. He created a little alcove just for her. You know?
with a light switch. So she wasn't behind glass. And wax, they said she felt like flesh. But anyways, I mean, it's weird. I don't know. That one was weird because most of them were mannequins. His wife felt fleshy. I don't know what was going on there. There's some things in this movie that are just odd. That's all I can say.
I want to talk about the ending. Can we talk about the ending? I know there's a lot of stuff between now and the ending.
Let's give it some time here. Okay. There's a lot of mannequins that some have nipples and some don't. I don't know why that is. I guess if they wanted to put them in the store and have a nice lacy blouse go over the ones with the nipples and then thicker sweaters for the ones that didn't. Okay, anyways.
I don't know. I have no response to that.
Ginger, you're supposed to go with it. You're supposed to go with it. Anyways, Tanya Roberts' real name was Victoria
Dino
Bloom. She passed January 4th, 2001. She was 75. Rest in peace. Yes. What, Ginger?
Did they put nipples on the boy mannequins? Did you?
I'm sure some of them. Well, I didn't notice in this movie because most of the topless ones were the female mannequins. So I don't know.
So creepy.
Yeah, it was odd. And there were some men mannequins. And then towards that end there were some mannequins that had really creepy faces that were coming out, like almost like they were fleshy and not mannequins. So I don't know. There were some weird things.
It's like they were alive. Like they had, like you said before, I think before the show, you said like they had spirits. They each one had souls. Oh, he did die? Well, good. Hell has one more demon.
Yeah, hopefully it was a sick death. Usually is, ain't it? Anyways, go ahead. Yeah.
I forget what I was saying now. I forget what I was
saying. Yeah. So wait, who died?
Before the movie started, we were talking about. Before we started the show, we were talking about
who died 1/4/20.
The comparison between this and something.
Oh,
not Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Something was kind of this whole different movie. It involved.
No, we were talking about. I was asking you about the difference between a slasher movie like this.
Yeah.
What makes a slasher and what makes it a giallo? Because this is so close to being a giallo, don't you think?
This one? No,
no, not at all. Okay, then I have no understanding of giallo.
Yeah, no, not just because he put a mask on and stuff like that.
Okay.
It has totally different, just like Leatherface. You put that skin of that mask on. He puts like hardened dowel. I mean, some of them are ceramic. Even the doll face one was ceramic. I don't know. This movie was weird all over the place, but I loved it. I give it a good rating. I give it a good rating for you folks, kind folks out there. It's fantastic.
Gosh, thanks.
Yeah, no, and
it's weird that we agree on one. I think this is the first one we've agreed on.
Well,
we disagree on the supernatural thing because I just don't think the natural thing is even necessary.
Oh yeah, and I
you were like, no, it makes it unique. Okay.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Well, if you took the supernatural out of this movie and all of that stuff, which I think is an important part of making this different from all the other films that are in the same vein. And yes, I'm looking at the wife in the alcove right now with the lights around her, no glass. Molly's touching her and feeling her and almost making love to her with. Anyways, I'm looking away. If you take all of that away from the movie, then you would have to totally redo. You would have to redo everything in this movie from the soundtrack on. Otherwise, you wouldn't get that slasher killer vibe to the movie. It would be funny music, a weird Chuck Connors playing some basketball in the back with his brother Davey. Woo, shot! Did you see that scene? That was in the uncut version, the European version, in Italy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was taking 3-pointers in the back, and with his brother Davey. And then the director said, "No, cut." Even though the director wasn't, he was an American, and he wouldn't talk that way. But
Calfart, say hi to Calfart. Hey, Calfart, we missed you.
Calfart is here.
Yeah,
wow. We missed you. Much to everyone's dismay, I'm still effing alive. Thank goodness.
We're glad to see you, Calfart. We miss you.
Surgery tomorrow. I'm sad I didn't get any pet pics for Tuesday. I think pet pics is the least of what you need to worry about at the moment. If I make it through the week, Dino's going to get a load of pet pics. Good. And Calfart, I certainly hope you make it through the week in your surgery. So everybody say a little prayer for Calfart, man. Get some methane going up in that atmosphere. Just smell it up. Think of Calfart. I'm trying Calfart. I'm trying to make you laugh. But prayers to you, buddy. I mean, I want to see you in the chat next week or whenever you're able to start chatting again.
WWM always asks the same question.
Yeah. Ginger, no straw with your wine?
No.
You're going to drink it right out of the glass? No lipstick marks on the top, or is there?
There's lipstick marks on the top.
Is there? That's so 70s. Oh, my gosh.
And there's about to be
for you,
more. Excuse me.
Peter Wernicke, hello. Good to see you. Kai, wish you good luck. Everybody's wishing you luck. Grant L, what's going on? Prayers for them. A killer with kinetic powers. Yes. And I thought that, again, getting back to what we were saying, I think it was just, you take that out of it, it doesn't make the same movie. I don't think I would have loved it as much as I did, because the weird, creepy factor is what kind of draws me into this. And can I say the poster to this film is fantastic?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on.
You know what other one is?
Forget about it.
You know what other poster is really awesome, too?
Maniac?
Yes.
Yes, I've seen that. You wrote it down and you put it up to the camera, and I read it, and I said, Maniac? And I was correct. Oh, and after that, the following week, we're going to do Torso. Yeah, it's a giallo film. So Torso. It's from hair on down to your waist level, somewhere abouts there. Right above the and it's what's going on?
That's what they always find washed up on the shore somewhere after you get ripped apart. They find the torso.
Well, there was the smiley face killer for a while. There were feet coming up from.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
It was washing,
I saw that.
It was washing up on the land. They just couldn't figure out the connection, what was going on, and it's just a very deep, in-depth. Well, look it up. It's so complicated, and I don't even think they still even really. Did they catch the smiley face killer? I don't think it's even been resolved. I could be wrong. I have to revisit the smiley face killers for next week, maybe. I don't know. I'll see what's going on. We have had feet was upshore in North Cal, says Dave Plouffe. Really?
Mm-hmm.
So feet still showing up there on that.
Up into Vancouver. I think it went all the way up into Vancouver.
Yep. Very, very strange.
I saw that on I think I saw that on Unsolved Mysteries with Robert
Pattinson, the Batman.
No.
Robert Stack. I think that's his name, Robert Stack. I'm Robert Stack, and this is Unsolved Mysteries. I don't even know how he sounds, so I can't even do his voice. I'm just looking up. I'm looking up. Continue to talk. Tell me about what you want to talk about there while I look up smiley face killer. I'm curious if he was even caught.
I would apologize to everybody because I think that
Thank you.
My laptop. Dino thinks that I have a really old laptop, but this laptop, I only got it like 6 months ago, and I guess already, I don't know. I never put it through this kind of work before, but obviously it's subpar.
Yeah, if she wants to continue on this show, she needs to upgrade her mic. She needs to upgrade her internet connection.
An ultimatum? Sir. No. Is that an ultimatum? That sounded like an ultimatum.
Yeah, take a look above you. Look above you real quick. Just see how that looks. Mwah.
How it looks.
Mwah, the video. Mamma mia.
Okay, anyway.
No, Ginger, I'm joking with you. Okay, listen. The smiley face murder theory is a theory advanced by the retired New York City detectives Kevin Gannon and Anthony Duarte, as well as Dr. Lee, criminal justice professor and gang expert. Okay, that doesn't tell me nothing. So it is a theory. I don't think it's resolved yet. Who was the smiley face killer? Okay, wait, hold on. Here we go. Killer Keith Hunter Jasperson. Okay, so there you go. At her trial, this was a woman, Pavlinac recanted her confession, but the jury found her guilty before serial killer Keith Hunter Jasperson, known by his nickname Happy Face Killer. Okay, so a guy turned himself in. Authorities believed they have solved the murder of his first victim. So I guess it was solved. Anyways, very odd, very weird. I had to look that up. Okay, I'm going to sleep. Taking a little nap now. It's been a long day. It's been hot. It's like 100 degrees out here. I'm sweating underneath my feet, and the socks doing nothing. And I'm in air conditioning, so that's the funny thing.
You should have borrowed Ted's tank top from last night. And that was real nice and cool and ventilated.
Yeah. Like I told him, I think it was like the 80s, like kind of, how they cut up the shirts, in the 80s. You remember that?
Perhaps.
Anyway. Okay, so do you want to talk really quick about the ending?
Yes.
Okay.
I want you to tell me your interpretation. Yes. What did the ending mean? What happens after she drives away with them?
Well, let's work up real quick. Let's work up to what happened at the very ending. We can do that real quick, where not everybody was dead at the end of the movie. They do find out finally, Molly, that Chuck Connors is. I'm just calling him Chuck Connors.
Who would have thunk it? That he was the killer?
Right. Hey, John David.
Every time somebody dies, Slauson's not around, and then as soon as the murder's over, Slauson shows back up again, and nobody put it together.
Yeah. And yeah, John, David, Emily, RTN has not peaked anywhere. So we keep saying prayers to him, but I hope RTN's all right. But the ending of the film, kind of, Molly goes through this big old chase scene out into the back there, and he brings her kind of, well, first of all, tries to kill her underneath the water, and you think he killed her, but he brings her back to the house, the museum, and from there, there's this whole kind of story going on where he's trying to convince her to fall in love with him and be part of his life. You know, the strange things that a killer would go through to. I think she might like
and
me as long as
I'm sure if she did, I'm sure if she agreed to that, she would have had a really fun and happy life.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure it would have been. There would have been no problems. It would have been great.
It would have been fun for him, maybe, but not for her. But he's trying to convince her with strokes to the hair. I think I can make everything you want. Anyways, works their way upstairs in this weird, I guess, the attic or something like that, where there's all the mannequins and his wife's mannequin or whatever's up there, and he was going to put her in his brother's room. He's going to marry her or some kind of weird situation. And then all of a sudden, Jerry comes pounding on the door, and you think it's Jerry, but Molly comes out, and they're trying to get away, and he takes Jerry's head off an arm and tricks her. Aha, you know what I mean? But needless to say, the ending of the movie is she takes an axe as he's dancing with his wife in circles, and all the mannequins are going, "Oh, join us, join us!" Oh, it was so weird. That's what I like about this movie: the paranatural kind of supernatural aspect to it. All these strange imagine being in a dark attic, and mannequins are saying moving, and their eyes would move.
Not even the house. He had the house all set up, but then he also had it at the museum and at the garage that he ran where the first boy got killed. He was just, this was his life. It was just,
oh yeah, yeah. And again, the eyes would move and the mouth would kind of drop down. They and stuff. It was just very spooky, scary, kind of weird stuff.
You said that's what you said before we came on. You said each of those mannequins, you said that why he makes a cast of their face is because it's like he's capturing their soul along with that. Like, this is this person. That's who this is, and they're going to be this forever because they're never leaving. This is how I'm going to keep them here with me forever.
Yeah. So again,
and you say that's how he captures their soul. It's so creepy.
Yeah, and somehow he can do that. He can keep them held to the earth and in this mannequin form, and it's very odd but interesting, and
he's
different.
Always going to be in control. He will always be boss.
Yes, but Molly, the final girl, sees the axe on the ground and whap right into the neck, and basically kills him right there, which leads to not the weirdest part of the movie, but a very weird ending to a movie that I've never. I don't know. Okay, in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we get the final girl. She goes nuts and she's screaming hysterically out in the street. Okay, and you take that.
After what she understandable.
Right. But Molly takes it in reverse, and the last scene of the movie is her in that Jeep driving, which they got fixed, or it was fixed somehow. I don't know. She's driving.
Yeah, that never explained.
No, she's driving down the street with this grin on her face, like she's gone bonkers. She's lost it. She's loony. She don't know what's going on.
And what else is in the car? What else?
Yes, and in the car are the mannequins of everybody she showed up there with. all the people who died, but he made mannequins out of somehow that quickly, which is also weird. But he had time to make.
And where is she going? Where is she going?
Or I don't think Chuck Connors. Whew, 3 points. I don't think Chuck Connors had enough time to make. Well, he did have enough time to make Jerry's mannequin, so I guess he did have time somehow. I don't know. This is all took place in one night, I thought, right?
Where are they going? Where are they going? What's the future going to hold? What happens after she drives off into the sunset with a carload of
I don't know.
mannequins? Where are they going?
She's going to find a new tourist spot, and she's going to make it her own and start killing everybody that comes there. And she would be the female version of the tourist trap. So, could have been a remake.
Yourself? Did you just think of that? Because that's brilliant.
Oh yeah, of course. I come up with great ideas all the time, but I'm not in Hollywood, so nobody listens to me. So
that is a really.
No, that's what happens.
Because she's crazy. I mean, this experience drives her out of her mind, and then I guess we have to think that that's how he became that way too.
Yes, exactly. Suspension of disbelief.
Yes.
Edward Stewart says, "Love that few minutes of Texas. What an ending for that period." Yep. Tell you, Ed, man, you're pretty, man. You're very knowledgeable on your old horror. That's for darn sure.
I need to acknowledge McDougal.
Yeah.
I need to acknowledge because McDougal has said two things that I wanted to respond to, but you were, so I couldn't respond.
Okay.
That was me. McDougal said two things that I wanted to, actually three things. I forget what the first thing was. The second thing was an Ethernet. He said that an Ethernet would help my problem. And then he said the third thing too that he said, I don't remember. What the Ethernet thing? What is that?
Yeah. If you hardline it, if you're on Wi-Fi right now, it's definitely going to Ethernet cable in the back of it is hardlined and is definitely going to improve your reception, which comes in and out at times, and the delay. So next week we'll try that, an Ethernet cable and a microphone. It's all right.
And I said 2 turntables. I need 2 turntables and a microphone.
And a microphone. Yeah, you do. Jesus criminy. Like the automatons in Doctor, who stars from Pertwee. Doctor Who. This is Connie Clary. A little bit.
Hitcher. The Hitcher's a great movie.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I love Rutger Hauer. So I love everything he was in. I loved him he did a movie called A Breed Apart that was about like a rich guy who wanted to collect all these rare eggs, and he sent this guy to collect an evil egg or something like that. And Rutger Hauer was like, "No, you're not taking it." I loved him in so many things, but somebody was just saying.
Yeah, Blade Runner #1. The Hitcher. Yeah,
The Hitcher.
He was fantastic in that. Rutger Hauer is
Lady Hawk. He was in Lady Hawk, which is one of my favorites of all time. Navarre, Captain Navarre.
Oh, we got some adult chat in the house here.
Oh, come on!
Finally, it's been so long. These streams I don't set it to the right way.
Look at what McDougal said. McDougal said an actual wire for internet in the back of the laptop. Okay.
Wait, what? An actual wire for internet in the back.
This is me thanking you. Thank you, McDougal.
Oh, wait a second. You didn't know what an Ethernet cable was, Ginger?
No, I'm just acknowledging that he responded to me. That's all.
He says an actual wire for internet in the back of the laptop, and
That's what he said.
You knew that, right? So
I did, but I was just acknowledging that he said it.
Okay, it's a weird thing to. Anyways, okay, Sin City 2.
We were talking about Rutger Hauer. No, we were talking about The Hitcher.
Hey, James. Yes.
The Hitcher.
Well, The Hitcher was a fantastic movie. Rutger Hauer and I forget who else was in that movie.
That kid. I can't think of his name, but he was in Secret. He was in Secret Window too.
We're not talking about the dude from The Outsiders. He was in The Outsiders.
Timothy Hutton. Hutton. Timothy.
Was it Timothy
something.
Hutton in there?
Timothy Hutton.
Was he in that movie? McDougal will put up a photo on Discord for you. Do you need a picture, Ginger, of an Ethernet cable in the back of a laptop? Do you need a picture of that? I just need to know for myself.
No.
Yes or no? No?
No.
Okay. That's where I was going with that. I think everybody in the world knows what an Ethernet cable is and how it
I think so too.
To a laptop or your computer. Were you just putting your middle finger up? Is that just a natural thing?
Yeah.
It looks like it is. I'm going to rewind again and see if you got... Oh, there you go. CM. Thank you very much. C. Thomas Howell. C. Thomas Howell was in the Hitcher.
That's it. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
You
didn't know the answer. You didn't know the answer. You didn't even know what I was talking about. So
that's why I was asking, and I didn't throw out Timothy Hutton or Timothy Dalton. When Hutton speaks, people listen.
Listen.
Yeah. So is that
when I speak, don't listen to me because I got my facts are scattered.
Yeah, see, Chris W says, LOL, is that the bird, Ginger, that you were given? Yeah, I think she was giving me the middle finger again.
Me?
I think that's what was going on. Yes, I think you were going when you were talking to me, and I'm like, oh boy.
That wasn't me.
So, Ginger was just saying you're number one, Dino.
Yes.
Oh boy.
With a bullet. You're number one with a bullet.
Oh, the trombone scene in The Hitcher still bothers me today. Yeah, there were some scenes in there, man. There were some scenes in there. The semi-trunk scene too. Original Blade Runner, of course. Tim.
You know what that reminds you of? What does that remind you of? Does it remind you of Jeepers Creepers?
A little bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Yes.
That's right. Funny said the bird. The bird is the word.
I like to know what's on the back of the wall. Do you got the stuff growing on the back of your wall, Ginger? Is that the stuff? Is that the stuff back there? Everybody, look at that back there. I think she's got an alien life form growing on a crack in her wall, and she hasn't brung out any scientists or anybody to come and check that out. You see it, right, Ginger? Or has it gotten inside and it looks like a white wall to you?
There's nothing on that wall. I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing on that wall.
No. Okay, I'll have to...
There's nothing on that wall.
There's something on the wall. It looks like alien growth over a crack in the wall.
There's no
it's very weird.
Crack in the wall, first of all. Excuse me. I don't live in a home that has a crack in the wall, first of all.
You don't see it.
Nothing on that wall. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, it's like Stranger Things, I think, is going on there. You don't see it, but there's something coming out of the back of that wall back there, and it's freaking me out. Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see if it grows next week.
Maybe.
Dude, it's an orchard.
Maybe, I don't know.
Dave Blue Face says, dude, it's an orchid blossom.
He knows. He knows what. Thank you, Dave, but he knows.
Dave, listen.
He knows.
You're not supposed to spoil it for us. Come on. That's supposed to be an alien life form on the back of her. Okay, come on.
What kind of a mind would even go there?
Now, you're supposed to now say, I don't have no orchids. That's what you're supposed to say.
Is that what I'm supposed to say? Okay.
Yes.
I don't have no orchids.
So that's really an orchid back there. That's a pretty big orchid then.
There's nothing on that wall.
Okay. She gets ready to flip me off again.
We're doing a thing here.
Oh boy. Something going on there, Ginger? Yeah.
It's my daughter.
So
daughter's adding her unnecessary commentary. She's supposed to be there quietly, and she's.
If she's seen the movie.
I'm not here.
If she's seen the movie, now I got to watch what I say in front of her.
No, you
How
don't.
is she? No, okay.
She needs to watch what she says in front of you.
The kill scene in here with Tanya Roberts is actually a pretty interesting one. Not interesting, but sad one. I mean, she was kind of evading all the kills. You know what I mean? And then
I thought she was going to be the final girl. I did.
Yes, I think in this movie I was thinking the same thing too.
I was hoping.
And just now getting a good glimpse of his wife that was in the altar type alcove. She was not what he made her out to be. Oh my god. Anyways, that could be because she's dead in the mannequin and whatever he put on her. But anyways,
no, I think you're. You're. Who knows?
But anyways, Tanya Roberts, after all of that, evading the shooting guns and the bullets and everything else, she gets, is it a hatchet or a knife thrown in her?
A knife,
like neck back there.
In the back of her, like her spinal cord.
From an how do I say it? Is it an Indian still, or is it Native American? I need to know.
Whatever.
In the back of the neck. So poor Tanya Roberts. Geez, I'm just so pissed off about this.
Me too.
I mean, this is so ridiculous.
I was like, no, not the hot girl, not the hot girl. Come on.
Yeah, the hot girl. Roberts, that she goes.
And she wasn't bitchy or anything. Like the first girl was kind of bitchy, and you were like, whatever.
Oh,
but Tanya Roberts, like, not her.
Yeah.
She was nice. She was hot, and she was nice.
Bubba loves the Different Strokes reference, Ginger.
Oh. And he never did tell me what he was talking about. You never told me what you were talking about, Willis.
Oh.
Anyway.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah. Hey,
Dino, I don't know.
Dino, you haven't done any
do the spinal cord go into the Ethernet. Go ahead.
Your Maxwell Smart and your Howard Cosell, it's basically the same guy. Your Maxwell Smart and your Howard Cosell, it's basically the same guy, but you haven't done that tonight. Not
even close. Now missed it by that much.
Now do
this Howard Cosell. They're totally different. Totally different. Anyways. So, CM says indigenous person.
Okay, we'll go with that.
You don't go Native American? You don't say that no more? You don't? Okay. I have no idea. I'm lost in this world.
But you're sensitive enough that you asked. That
I did ask, yes.
You wanted to get it right. That's what matters.
Yes. And if things are ever said in a different, in that vein, it's because of historical reference. That's correct. The way I use anything. So it's never in a negative manner or derogatory way.
Understood.
I'm at a loss to what to call people nowadays. I really am. So
that's why I said the fact that you asked shows your sensitivity. Our generation, I say this all the time. Generation X, we thought we were so hip and so with it and so understanding and accepting. But then we were compared to the boomers, compared to our parents. But now look at the generation that's now it's like, oh, if you look at us in the Gen X in the 80s thinking we were so hip and so with it, and you look at these kids today, the millennials, you're like, we really weren't all that open and accepting and,
Well, listen, are you putting those together as being progressive and being that's being hip? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying I'm trying to say it's out of control. I'll just say it that way. It's out of control. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, no, exactly. But yes, the new generation, I think, has to chill it a little bit. Has to chill out. Am I wrong?
Because we mean no harm. We mean no disrespect at all. It's just a lot to. I want to be, and like I said, you asked, and that showed your sensitivity because you asked because you wanted to get the term right. That's all we can ask for. I mean,
right.
You showed the initiative that you would get it right, and that's the only thing we can do. Right.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, we've kind of turned a corner here. But I think, again, I think there's a lot going on that's for the good, but in the big picture, I think people need to chill out, because I think what's going on is it's making a lot of things worse, because people are getting so upset over not being able to say things that they don't feel are offensive, but
Right.
people are making these words out to be offensive, when in a historical way of talking about certain cultures and
It's
individuals,
our understanding. We're going with our understanding of what
right,
is not offensive.
right,
It's our understanding of it.
right. And the world's trying to change all that on us now and make it totally, you're bad. Like there's things I don't say no more, of course, because, well, first of all, a lot of things I never said because I just knew they were wrong to say,
Yeah.
but they were words that were said growing up on a nonstop basis, so it was
Sure.
just part of culture,
And you
good or
evolve.
bad.
That's how you
Yes.
evolve. You know what feels right and what doesn't feel right. You learn it's offensive, and then you adapt to that. But as far as we know, that's why it was so sensitive of you to ask, because I'm using the term that I think, as far as I know, is acceptable. If I'm being offensive, I certainly don't mean to be.
No, I won't ban you, cow fart. I don't even know what you're actually saying. As part Paiute, it's Indian feather versus Indian dot. Though YouTube would probably ban me for saying no. Why would they? I don't even understand. Actually, I don't even understand what that means, to tell you the truth. But we'll move on from that. That's okay. Tim the Enchanter, what's going on? Boom, 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 boom. Just making sure good to see you back again too, Tim the Enchanter. So anyways, getting to the movie and ending it out here a little bit. Did anyone else think Gary Coleman was murdered? Says Dave Bluefay. Boy, this stream's taking a weird.
Dave Bluefay with the icebreakers. He's great at the icebreakers. Yeah. Thanks, Dave.
Yes. Okay, just making. It's trying to assimilate by way of hypersensitivity. What a crowd!
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Anyways, so the movie overall, I mean, I think it was fantastic.
I would watch it again. I would watch it again.
I
would watch again. This I would watch again. Nosferatu the Vampire. I ain't watching that anymore. I've seen it once. That's enough.
Oh. Well, you know what? I can see that for the average fan of horror.
Oh, now I'm average. Oh, wow.
Well, you can't.
I'm basic.
Oh, I'm telling you that I think your love of certain horror genres are very narrow at the time being. There are many different genres. I think Nosferatu, the one we just seen, takes a little bit darker path and is a little bit more gothic, and you need to sit there and listen and feel the story as it goes along. And that might not be your thing. There's a lot of horror movies out there that are like that, and they're fantastic. People would even say The Shining is kind of one of those movies that are just very long, and
Dino,
if anything, that's one of the
Dino. We don't have
Ginger.
to agree. We don't have to agree.
No, we
don't. We don't have to agree on every movie.
Okay, I got what you're saying.
I never need to see Nosferatu the Vampire ever again as long as I live. Is all I'm saying. You don't have to agree.
Yeah, no, you don't have to. You don't have to. Bird alert. Oh, geez. We're going to get this all the time. Cow fart. Just saying I'm not part American Indian, while anyone born in the U.S. is a Native American. PC speech is anti-cons. Okay, I got what you're saying. Okay, I get what you're saying. And again, I think it's all a part, cow fart, of understanding the words we're supposed to say for certain cultures.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's all this is.
So yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
You're kind enough to ask for clarification. Look, I want to make sure I'm saying the right thing. That means you had good intentions. That's all I'm saying.
Dave Bluefay says, yes. Well, he says, well, seriously, he died after being hit on the head a week after he gets into a domestic disturbance with his wife, says Dave Plouffe. But boy, we're
Who,
getting a little
Crane? Who are
deep
you
here,
talking
huh?
about?
Gary Coleman.
Oh,
Well,
Gary Coleman.
he definitely had a very strange life.
His
after
life
whole,
was very
yeah,
strange.
yeah, I guess you can say his whole life. Yeah, definitely. Um, the American President. Sorry, just reading. I don't want to read something I shouldn't. Anyways, well, my grandmother, not my grandmother, but my great grandmother was 100% Blackfoot Indian, and I could say that because in historical reference, that's exactly what she was. So, but yeah, no, my grandmother has pictures of her. It's so weird looking. There was a picture back at the boy. I don't even know. It must have been 1800 something. She had that picture still. It was very cool. So yes, I've got some Blackfoot Indian in me. It's very very
My
tiny.
ancestors, I have to say, my ancestors probably killed a bunch of your ancestors because my ancestors were from Holland. They came here and were like, they came to Pennsylvania and were like, yeah, we like it here. We're going to stay here. So you're going to have to go. So I can't talk at all. Like,
No, I hear
my
you.
ancestors
I hear.
were 100% colonists. Like they traced, I did Ancestry and they traced my maternal side back to like 1746 or something like that. Like my family's been here for a long time.
Yeah, no, I need to do
All
that.
from
I'm curious
Germany and
about that.
England.
I just you had to like take a swab and send it off, right, to some genetic
Yep.
genia.
Yep.
Yeah, see, I don't know about the whole DNA swiping of the inside and sending it off to. Maybe they're gonna clone me, and then I'll have like there's like 100 Dinos out there somewhere. I don't know. I
God.
don't go for that.
Please, God, no.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want that to happen. Jeez, my gosh, can you imagine that? A
No,
hundred
I
of me.
can't.
100
No,
of
I
me
can't.
trying to run old time radio shows streams on this YouTube.
I remember that Michael Keaton movie, Duplicity. Was it called Multiplicity? Multiplicity. When he kept making copies of himself so that he could be everywhere at one time. That's what would happen to you. Each version of yourself would get duller.
Oh geez, yeah. I don't even remember. Yeah, I guess I might have to set these streams too properly because we're starting to get a lot of yeah. Ooh,
Oh, the
love
Sam?
chat.
Are we? I haven't noticed. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah.
Oh, I see
No,
it now.
no.
Love chat. Love
Yeah.
chat.
I'm gonna
I mean,
check
you know
that
what?
out. I'm so
What I have
glad
to
they
wonder is,
posted that.
yeah,
Good.
does that work? Do you really draw people into your crap web? Does this work for you?
No,
Like,
it's
really?
you're talking to a bot, first of all, and well, there is a person behind it because they got to
Yeah,
actually
I'm
hit
saying I know.
subscribe and all that. But yeah, I don't get that whole thing. I really don't. I don't get how there's no link there, and what do you? Who's
What's
going
your
to?
point? Really? What's your point?
Who's
I don't
actually
know.
going to look up what's
Oh, you know
going
what?
on there? And I don't know.
Maybe the whole point of it is just to disrupt your chat. Maybe that's the whole point of it. It's just some person who's being a d-bag.
Oh no,
Just,
Ginger. That's over the entire YouTube. These millions, well, not millions, but whoever is going live, it may be millions. Who knows how many people are live on YouTube? But every stream has the same exact thing. You can look at a streamer that's got 2 people watching and they just created an account and it's in there too. They hit everybody that's streaming live. So it's the oddest thing. It's weird. But anyways, to break up the chat, it's really sad. Wait, what? UFOs? What's going on?
he was saying when I said the whole point of it is just to disrupt the chat.
Oh, yeah. No, that's why I set it up in the overnights properly. I'll be doing it to this too now, but yeah, I won't give nothing away. But anyways, so anyways, that's this week's movie. I thought it was
Next
a
week.
fantastic movie.
Oh,
Next
first,
week, Maniac.
everybody.
Yeah.
we want to remember Cal Fart's getting ready to have surgery. Please keep him in thoughts. And we have not heard from RTN for quite a while, and we're all very concerned about him. So everyone think about RTN and wish Cal Fart the best on his upcoming surgery. And we'll be hearing from him later in the week when he's out.
Yes.
He only pops in for a minute to let us know that he's okay. We will hear from him when he comes home.
Yes.
And then
people clone their pets. I'm all for it.
Next week, we're going to do Maniac. Neither of us has seen. I think that's so interesting because neither of us has seen. You didn't see this one either. You didn't see Tourist Trap before, did you?
Oh, no, I've seen this. This movie I've definitely seen. Yeah.
So I think this is going
to
be the first one we review that neither one of us has seen.
Right. Maniac I have not seen before, and it'll be interesting. I mean, I know I'm probably going to, well, who knows? I'm not going to say I'm going to like it until I watch it. But it's a classic, and it's held in high regards for slasher films, so I think it should be a good one.
And then we got Maniac, we're doing
Torso, a giallo flick. And
that's going to be my first giallo.
Yes, I have seen bots on the stream. 3 big appointments for this month. Ugh. And Edward Stewart, 3 big appointments for me this month. Yes.
For
sorry.
For you or for Penny?
For Edward, I do believe.
Edward.
Yeah. So hopefully everything goes well for you too, Edward. So yeah, I guess the next thing tomorrow night, I am going to have what do I got? Jeff Reagan versus Pat Novak for hire for the Old Time Radio Battle of the Detectives. Going to be a little bit more fair, as it's both Jack Webb, but I have one better than the other. But we'll talk about both of them, and it'll be a fun time. Woohoo! I'll have party favors, and Tuesday will be yeah. And Tuesday will be Tracy, Late Night Coffee with Tracy and Lisa. You could still send in
your
pet pics or anything you got, but I think that's kind of slowed up a bit. And Wednesday, me and Ted will be talking about the Pink Panther Strikes Again. So a little bit of comedy. I mean, come on, it's Peter Sellers. Jeez. Fantastic stuff.
And I have to say, I was not a big fan of you guys doing Flash Gordon, but the show was very entertaining, and I guess I'm going to have to see that movie.
I think you do. Man, so yeah, it was something else. Let's see. Dolly the Sheepton. Ian Sharp just saying a quick hello to you. Science says clone pets me look like the original, but doesn't always act like said original. Yeah. Pink Panther Strikes Again, yay. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to get ready for the Old Time Radio stream overnight. It's going to be some Johnny Dollar and then a bunch of different stuff. So 2 hours of Johnny Dollar at the very beginning, because it's a long one. It's 9-part episodes of the Phantom Chase matter. The Phantom Chase matter with Johnny Dollar. So it's a 9-part series, a rare, lengthy 9-part series. So there you go. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to have a drink, a Ovaltine, and then get ready for the stream. So thank you all who came up today and watched me and Ginger talk about Tourist Trap.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes. And I will end the stream. Say goodbye, Ginger.